Hello, welcome to another video. Umut here. Valentine's Day is coming, so I wanted to do a simple page celebrating this day of love. I'm using a Crafter's Workshop stencil, and I will start to build my background using this stencil and modeling paste, creating some texture. I quite like this stencil because it's very versatile. I used it in many projects, and there was some blue paint stuck in the modeling paste, so I did it again. As a second stencil, I'm using this one from Dusty Attic. It's a script stencil, a really elegant one, and I'm again using my modeling paste, creating some texture here and there. I'm going for a very simple background with muted colors because I will have a really bold focal point. I let this texture paste for air dry. I think it was around 15-20 minutes, and now I want to cover it with gesso because I'm going to use sprays, and if I don't use gesso, the spray will soak into the paper directly. It won't move, and if you use gesso, it will move, flow, and create some nice texture. I'm using one of my Color Bloom sprays from Prima. This is Stormy Sky. So I'm going to spray and move the color around as I wish. As I said, I'm going for a very muted background, and I wanted to have some silver highlights, so I'm using my distress paint, giving color here and there, and then I will use my white Lindy's Stamp Gang spray, you will see, to move this color around a little bit. Here it is. Instead of using water, I prefer to use white to dilute the color a little bit as well. I'm going to move the color a little bit around the page for a nice texture and design, and then I'm going to dry it. Since I sprayed a lot of white, there is a lot of water here, so I'm taking it with my baby wipe. Now coming to my focal points, I have several hearts that I die cut and these beautiful angel wings that I cut with my digital cutter actually. I'm going to link below the image that I used to cut these angel wings. I just gave some texture using a background stamp by Stamperia using sepia archival ink. It really doesn't matter, I just wanted it to have some texture on it. And I'm using old paper distress ink to give a little bit color. And then now antique linen to give some shading on the edges only. And to give more definition, I also used a little bit vintage photo. And the wings are ready after this inking. Now it's time for the hearts. I'm using my eyes ink to color my hearts. The color I'm using is tomato. This will also give a little bit shimmer because these ink paints have a little bit shimmer to them. I will link below which die set I used to cut these hearts as well. It has also a little bit stitching around the hearts, so it's another texture. Now coming to the shading, I'm using my Faber-Castell Pit Brush marker to do some shading. The color I'm using is Caput Mortuum. I needed a darker color to be able to do some shading on this heavy red. Any dark red didn't make much of a difference actually. And since I used some paint on these hearts, the surface became non-porous, so I can easily put my marker and smudge it with my fingers. I will layer these hearts on top of each other. So the first one will be sticking flat on the page, however the others will stick only in the middle. So I'm coloring the back of these hearts with a red distress ink so that the backs don't seem like white and ugly. And also, like I did for the wings, I'm giving some texture with a random stamp that I took, and I'm using sepia again. This is a background stamp that has dotted circles from indigo blue. And I'm using sepia because any other red wouldn't make a difference on this very heavy red. Now it's time to stick all of them. I'm going to stick my angel wings in the middle like this, and I'm using a matte medium with a fine tip applicator here. And I will put all my hearts on top of each other on these wings. I am also sticking it around until the middle of it. I want the wings to be more flexible. It gives another dimension. As I said, I'm going to stick the first heart, which is the biggest, flat on the page. For this, I'm using my matte medium again. My book needs to close with this heart in the middle, so I'm using my bone folder to define the middle, the center that needs to close. And for the rest, I'm using tacky glue just in the middle, and I'm sticking the hearts only in the middle, leaving the edges to hang in the air. This gives a nice look and some dimension to my page. For my sentiment, I'm going to use different stickers. This is stickers, so they have a lot of dimension to them in black. So I stick to my most important word, love, with these ones, and it looks really beautiful. And I'm going to use another sticker set from Reflections, I think, to complete my sentiment. I wanted to write ease in the middle of my hearts and the rest at the bottom of the page. I'm using black distress ink to go around the edges of my page to give a definition and border. Also to bind the page together because the sentiment is with black. With the same mindset, I'm going to do some black splashes on the page, again to bring things together. And I'm using my Dilutions paint for this, but you can use anything really. As you see, the really light background helps here to bring the focal point to the front a lot, and it pops massively because it's red as well. And also the sentiment. So it gives space for the ones that you want to stand out. And I really love the sentiment. Love is the bridge between you and everything, which is from Rumi. I love all his sentiments. And this is the end of my page. I really love the result. It's very simple, but at the same time it's quite striking. I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day, not only with your partners but all your loved ones around you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, leave some comments, give thumbs up or share this with your friends. That's how I know you like my projects. As usual, the full list of supplies are down below at the description area or in my blog, as well as the close-up pictures. Thanks for watching and see you next time!